Hello everyone, it's Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today is the second installment for my guest design team spot at Scrapbooking with me. And we're going to use a couple of new to me stuff. I've never used this company's stuff before, but I loved the sentiments you can get and I loved the focus of it. It's very much on a vinyl journaling theme, and they've got a lot of great sentiments, a lot of great different fonts. A lot of words that you would use to express how you feel about your faith. So I put together kind of a block script sentiment, if you will, and I did have to add in one stamp that isn't included in these stamp sets just to get the word of. And that was from a Neat and Tangled set. So if you don't have that one, I'm sure you can look through other stamp sets and find of somewhere. So let's get started on the project. I'm using some watercolor paper and I've got the smooth side up in my MISTI, and I've lined up my stamps. Now these are brand new out of the package. I haven't used them before. And when you get brand new stamps, you may have experienced this, they can kind of resist inking a little bit. So one of the things you can do is ink them with a black ink. Now this is archival. It will stain your stamps, but doesn't mean that it injures them in any way. They're still perfectly fine. One of the quality hallmarks of a good stamp set is that it stains with your ink. That's just one of the things they do. You can't really get away from it too much, so just go with it. And for me, it kind of helps me see where things are once it's got a little bit of ink on it. So I've got this on archival because we're going to use some watercolors. And archival ink is waterproof once it's dry. And we're using watercolor paper. It has a bit of a texture to it, so that means you can need to stamp it several times to get a solid image. So you'll see me stamp this 3 or 4 or 5 times. And the nice thing about the MISTI is that if you only have a single spot of that G missing, you only have to ink that single spot. And then you stamp down, you can press on that spot a little bit and know that you're gonna get a solid image. And this has saved me so much frustration since I got it. So we are ready to go with our stamping. All that's done. So we're going to move to our watercoloring, which is the fun part. So I've got this taped down to a mini cutting board, and I'm going to use Daniel Smith watercolors on this. Now, don't think that you can't watercolor if you don't have exactly what you see in my video or anybody's video. If all you have is your kids' Crayola watercolors, then by all means go for it. Use it. There's nothing saying that you have to have everything on a video to do the project. You don't. The intention with my videos, at least, and I know a lot of other artists too, is that it inspires you to get creative in some way. So if you don't like what we do, that's fine. Do your own thing. Get your own creativity going. That's the whole point of art. There's no right and wrong. It's just what floats your boat. So I'm starting off with some blue here, and I have taken just a wet paintbrush with some clear, clean water. If I could talk, that would be a good thing. And got the entire paper wet. So this is called a wet on wet technique. And what we're doing is just dropping in color. So there's no rhyme or reason, there's no pattern to it, just dropping in wherever it goes. And you don't want too much water on your paper because that can lead to pooling. And your colors can get muddy if you go with too many different colors in there. So you kind of want to be careful of that. But the more water you do have on your surface, the more your color is going to move. So that's why you'll see me kind of wiggle my brush or just drop in a drop of water to get it to move a little more. And you can also take a spray bottle and just spritz over the top, and that will lay down a mist of water. So it looks like I'm going really fast with this. I did speed this footage up by about 4 times the normal speed just for the video's sake. So don't think you have to be a speed demon either, because I'm not. I tend to take my time. So I'm using blue, turquoise, a teal, a pink, and a purple to do this. I'm just dropping in color, wiggling around a little bit. You can also pick up your cutting board and kind of help the water with gravity shift things a little bit. You'll see me do that too. So just drop some big water and then you've got that to move. Now if you don't want dry puddles, when see that big pink puddle in the top right corner, just take a little paper towel and soak it up, and that will get rid of any pooling that you get going. I tend to like it when it pools like that because I get really interesting edges. But if you don't, then don't do it. That's what I mean by moving and kind of shift the color a little bit and get more of a swirly pattern, a swirly effect with that. And then I wanted some shimmer over this, so I took a shimmer spritz spray, and this is by Imagine Crafts, and it's got a really fine silvery sparkle to it. And then I'm going to let that dry. So here it is dry, and I added a stitched rectangle die, and I die cut that. Before I did that, I added some glossy accents to God, but I wish I wouldn't have because it flattened it out too much. So I ended up having to go in and add a second layer of it. So if you want to die cut it like I did, wait until add your glossy accents or any kind of medium on top until you've run it through your die cut machine. So I've got a black card base, and I've got some score tape around the edges, and then a tape runner in the middle. And I do that so that if it doesn't get on there quite straight, then I can lift it back off and readjust. So that completes the card. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will have everything linked to the Scrapbooking with Me shop in the description box. You can head on over there and see all of the awesome goodies they've got. And let me know how you like it. So we will catch you guys later, and have a great day. Bye-bye.